India and Pakistan were given the choice to accept freedom on 14th August 1947. India chose midnight of 14th and 15th. Why? It was on astrological reasons. What are the reasons? It's a very fascinating story. With these participants in this discussion today, we'll explain to you one by one. Start it.
Independence, which we are relishing today, was not that easy. The centuries before, the world famous golden sparrow was looted by Mughals and then enslaved by Britishers. How much soever we may say, we cannot feel the agony of Indians at that time. They struggled, they sacrificed, they suffered for more than a century, and then they rebelled. They only came to the point when the Britishers were finally weak. Namaskar. With blessings and guidance of our Guruji, Sri K.N. Raoji, I want to take forward the story of Indian independence and contribution of astrologers in choosing the time of independence and its effect on the future of our nation. Sir had been a close witness to independence and his father was a freedom fighter and a prominent member of Indian National Congress. Now, the rebel of Indians and fear and weakness of Britishers after World War II came to this point that they decided to leave now. Mountbatten announced 15th August 1947 as the proposed date of independence. Pandit Surya Narayan Vyas and Pandit Hardev Sharma Trivedi ji went to Dr. Rajendra Prasad and told that 15th August it is not a very good date for taking independence. But Mountbatten refused to change the date. For him, this was a good day as Japan had surrendered on this very day. So, no options left. Astrologers were given the task of choosing the time of Indian independence, a big responsibility to make best out of the bad bargain. कभी किसी को मुकम्मल जहां नहीं मिलता, कभी जमीन तो कभी आसमां नहीं मिलता. Now we had to choose how much the zameen or how much the asman. In our classes, we used to read whether the muhurta chooses us or we choose the muhurta. Now the bhumi of sannyasis and sadhus, how can something go wrong? So either we choose the muhurta or muhurta chooses us. The date which was chosen by the astrologers was a very good date and time for Indian nation as 15th August 1947, midnight was chosen as the time, which is the midnight. As we usually see, nothing happens at midnight, which is official. But in this special case, midnight was chosen as the time, and even the flag was hoisted at the midnight, which was also advised by Surya Narayan Vyasji. So at Lal Killa, the flag was chosen. It was the Chaturdashi of Krishna Paksha, Shravan Mas Guruvar of the Hindu Tithi, the Hora Lagna, Pushya Nakshatra, and Vishtikarna and Siddhi Yoga. You see how the wisdom of astrologers help us to find a right time and a good future to our nation. How this happened, let's go forward and listen to Anduji. Thank you.
Thank you, Geeta. Now let's see how all kinds of beneficence was infused by our esteemed astrologers Surya Narayan Vyas ji and Hardev Sharma Trivedi ji. They chose Vrishab Lagna. Vrishab Lagna is a sthir Lagna. A fixed Lagna is very important whenever we are laying a foundation of a house or we are shifting to a new house. And here we are talking about a nation. So stability becomes of utmost importance. So a Sthir Lagna was chosen, a Lagna of Venus. The Namamsha degrees were so adjusted that we got mean Namamsha, a Namamsh of Jupiter. Now, mean Namamsha for Vrishab Lagna comes under a special category of Namamsha. It is a Pushkar Namamsha and is highly beneficial. Another thing our astrologers took care of, they made sure that the seventh house and the eighth house have hardly any planets. Rahu Ketu axis is there, that's fine. But the other planets, none of the planets are preferred in the seventh and eighth house when we choose a Muhurta to avoid all kinds of hurdles and obstructions. Now, with moon at 3 degrees 59 minutes in Karka Rashi, it had entered Pushya Nakshatra. Pushya is a Maha Nakshatra. It is the king of constellations. It is a nakshatra of blessings. It is the most powerful. And V.K. Sridhar, in his amazing book on Muhurta, he has actually assembled so many classics here. And there we find that Pushya Nakshatra is extremely beneficial even in Kali Yuga. What to say of other yugas? Even in Kali Yuga, it is very, very beneficial. Fine. And lot many doshas are removed when a work is started in Pushya Nakshatra. Even if doshas are there, fine. Like we know in our in the horoscope of India also, the flaws were there. Our astrologers didn't like the date, fine, but they made the best of whatever we had. And then even if Pushya is afflicted, it is capable of giving complete success. अभीष्ट कार्य सिद्धि हो सकती है in Pushya Nakshatra. Now the var on that day, we are talking about Hindu var, which lasts from sunrise to sunrise. The var on that day was Guruvar, that is a Thursday. Thursday and Pushya together form a very effective yoga. Guru Pushya yoga, good for learning Vedas, and very good for trade too. The same combination forms Amrit Siddhi yoga. The same combination forms Sarvarth Siddhi yoga, where all desires are fulfilled. So it becomes very good for us. And then another thing of utmost importance is that moon in the nakshatra of Saturn. Moon is in the nakshatra of Saturn. So we got the dasha of Saturn itself in the very beginning. For Vrishab Lagna, Saturn is a Yogkar planet. And we got around 18 years of Saturn in the beginning, followed by 17 years of Mercury, which is a fifth lord. So it is like 36 years in the beginning, we got good dashas to be able to build a good foundation for our country. Now, on to Manisa now.
The Muhurta chosen for independence was Abhijit Muhurta. Abhijit, the Shunya Muhurta. Abhijit is the 8th segment of the 15 Muhurtas available in the day, and similarly, the 8th in the 15 Muhurtas available in the night. Abhijit is an auspicious Muhurta and is said to remove all malefic effects of the other components of the Muhurta. So whenever there's an urgency and you don't have the exact alignment of the planets, then you choose Abhijit Muhurta so that the auspiciousness of that particular time is retained. Now, as you've already heard Geeta say, that Lord Mountbatten had decided that 15th August would be the day, and therefore Abhijit Muhurta was chosen for that particular day. Now, there is a bit of a debate. Is Abhijit Muhurta available at night as well? Well, let me quote from the scriptures. The reference that has been given in two scriptures, Tulsi Ramcharitra Manas and in Harivansh Puran. In Tulsi Ramcharitra Manas, Tulsi Das ji writes about Lord Ram's birth at Abhijit Muhurta during the day. नवमी तिथि मधुमास पुनीता शुक्ल पक्ष अभिजीत हरि प्रीता मध्य दिवस अति शीत न घामा पावन काल लोक विश्रामा. And this is the reference to Abhijit Muhurta during the day at noon time. In Harivansha Puran, Lord Krishna's birth has taken place in Abhijit Muhurta. दैवक्य जन्यद विष्णु यशोदा ताम तु दारिकाम मुहूर्ते अभिजीति प्राप्ते सार्ध रात्रे विभूषिते. And here again we get to know that Abhijit Muhurta prevails at midnight as well, not just at noon time. A Muhurt is usually 48 minutes. So the midpoint of the Dinman and the midpoint of the Ratriman, 24 minutes on one side and 24 minutes on the other side, a 48-minute Muhurta. And this is the lovely, beautiful Muhurta, the auspicious Muhurta taken for independence as well. Now over to Akhila ma'am.
Thank you, Manisa. I will be as Anju and Manisa. They explained about the Lagna and then the Abhijit Muhurta very well, excellently. And I would like to carry forward to the Panchanga elements, which was prevailing on that day. Now, when we see the Lagna, uh, it was Rishabh Lagna, where Rahu is exalted as per Parashara. So that is the best. That is the best option. Now, when we speak of the day, it is Thursday again. It is very auspicious as far as the Muhurta is concerned. Here, the day Lord Jupiter that aspects the 10th house of the independence chart, indicating the government and higher officials. Jupiter is the auspicious planet, the most auspicious planet, along with Venus. So both the combinations occur there on that day. Now here Jupiter is also the 8th lord in the 6th house, forms Sarala Yoga, which is a Viparit Raja Yoga, which confers long life, success in all endeavors, overcoming enemies, and widely celebrated. So it also indicates rise in all adversities. Now, when we speak of the Tithi, it is Krishna Paksha Chaturdashi, and according to Brihat Parashar Hora Shastra, it is auspicious to have birth in the first part of the Tithi. It brings prosperity. The second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth parts results in the death of parents, ruining the relations, destruction of everything, loss of wealth, and loss of pride. So our freedom falls in the first part of the Tithi, which is very auspicious. Now we speak of the yoga, Siddhi Yoga. Siddhi Yoga is the Panchanga element. This is the combination of sun and moon, giving rise to Siddhi Yoga. It is very auspicious. It brings in fulfillment, auspicious events, and then gains of wealth and prosperity. Now, when we speak of the Karana, it is Vishti Karana. Vishti Karana, it is also a neutral Karana. It is not too good, not too bad, but it's a neutral Karana. And this Vishti Karana, it personifies a hen and is associated with challenges and obstacles. This description is given there in the Jyotisha Rudra Pradipa, and Shambhu Hora. So it creates difficulties and hindrances in performing the tasks. So our country also faces so much of challenges. Even now we are facing. But again, it will be coming out of out of any challenge successfully. That is no assured. Now, when we speak of the Hora on that day, it was Venus. Auspicious, Venus Hora is auspicious for all the events, all the endeavors, all the undertakings. And it is also very auspicious and is also the Lagna Lord's Hora, which adds strength to the prosperity and strength. Chogadiya Muhurta. Normally, Chogadiya Muhurta, it is used for agricultural purposes only. For agriculture, whether the plant crops will be flourishing or not. So when we compare the Muhurta, because the country also should flourish, it also should come out, very well. So there, the Chogadiya Muhurta, it was Labh at that time. And hence, it is very auspicious. Lag means, it is overall gains and it is very auspicious. Now, when we speak of the Dogati Muhurta, it is called as Nishita Muhurta. Nishita Muhurta, and the Lord is Brahma. It's a Pauranic Muhurta also. And the Yoga Muhurta, it is called as Vidhatra. Vidhatra means, Brahma, creator. And also the ruling nakshatra is Rohini here. And it is also called as Mahanishita Muhurta. Mahanishita Muhurta, it is very auspicious for, all sorts of creation, all sorts of, new beginnings. So hence, it's very auspicious. And here, again, in our country also, as, as per this Muhurta, everything started from scrap. After the British left, or India looting most of our wealth, with the auspicious nature of the Muhurta, the nation was, built again. The Lagna, it belongs to Venus, and it is again very well explained by Anju. The special yogas. Normally, when we speak of the uh, features of a chart, as per Rauser, it is PACDARES. So when we see all the position, aspect, conjunction, Dhani yogas, uh, Arishta yogas, and then Raja yogas, and then exchanges and special features. So that way, here in our chart, when we look of the special features, in the special feature, the yogas also come in. There, the Navas yoga. So there are so many yogas present there in the chart, and I will be explaining about the Navas yoga. In the Navas yoga, it is Sankhya yoga formed there, which is Shul yoga, and is a thought, which does indicate enmity, opposition. It is assertive, sudden rise and fall, and then successful in war, valiant, and it creates obstacles in all endeavors as we witness. So further in the journey, Monica will take you all about the Muhurta. Thank you.
Thank you, Akhila ma'am. So as you have seen, the horoscope has several very strong yogas present in the chart. 5 planets in the third house, along with the 10th Lord Saturn, create the Sannyas Yoga. This yoga is formed in the third house of preaching. India will be the sannyasi, a guru, teaching and preaching to the world. The world only listens to a person who is strong. So India had to become strong first. Today, it's a nuclear power. It has the third largest army in the world and the third largest economy based on the purchasing power parity. Jupiter, the 8th lord in the 6th house, is in Viparit Raj Yoga. Our country is capable of coming out of any adverse situation successfully. There are several Raj Yogas in the chart, as the Kendra Lord and the Trikona Lords are together in the third house. This also makes India very good in communications, publications, television, media, creative pursuits. The Gajakesri Yoga between the third Lord Moon and Jupiter gives it wisdom and courage. When the Lagna Lord, Sun, and Moon are conjunct, it forms a very powerful yoga called the Saraswati Yoga. This yoga is considered auspicious and it is a combination for knowledge, wisdom, and overall prosperity of the country. It also has a Mahabhagya Yoga, as it is a night birth, and ascendant, sun, and moon are in even signs. The chart also shows a very lucky birth and continuous gains, as in the Sarvashtak Varga, the 11th house has more points than the 10th house from Lagna. If you make the moon as Lagna, again you will find that the 11th house has more points than the 10th house. And when you make sun as Lagna, you will find the same. Lagna itself with 44 points in Sarvashtak Varga makes it very strong. What would have happened if we had not taken the astrological guidance? Well, we have the example of Pakistan to see the real benefit of taking this birth time. Now, Pakistan declared independence on 14th of August 1947, 001 hours at Karachi, exactly a day before India. Pakistan has Aries Lagna, ruled by Mars, and the Lagna is in movable sign. The land of the country is seen from the fourth house. Fourth house has Cancer, a movable sign, with four planets placed in the fourth house along with the Gulu. Moon in Gemini is involved in a very bad exchange with Mercury, a Khal Yoga. Our Guru Shri K.N. Rao sir has written that connection of sixth Lord Mercury with the fourth house in Pakistan's chart shows that the country will be plagued with internal strife and unrest, while a connection with the seventh house shows disputes and wars with the other countries. Pakistan has had its fair share of both of them. It has a connection of three malefic planets, Mars, Saturn, and Sun, with the fourth house. The lord of the Trik houses, which are the sixth, eighth, and 12th houses, have also made a connection with the fourth house. You would find that this had led to the breaking of the country in 1971, when East Pakistan became a separate country called Bangladesh. And the chart indicates it may break further in future. This was avoided in India's chart by the astrologers who fixed the time of birth for India. The Lagna rising in Navansha of Pakistan is the 8th house, showing setbacks and losses to the country. While for India, the Lagna rising in Navansha was chosen as the 11th house of gains. Today, Pakistan is lagging behind in most of the development parameters. It has a military rule for majority of the years due to aspect of Mars on the 10th house. It does not have a flourishing economy and survives on import instead of a strong industry. It was recently declared bankrupt and had gone to IMF for a loan. Its per capita income is 60% of India's per capita income. The country suffers from major law and order problems and is increasingly seen by the world as a terrorist state with very little hope. So Pakistan's case very clearly shows what India could gain by selecting an auspicious time and making the best bargain out of a bad deal. India got the dasha of Yog Karaka Saturn, who is the 9th and 10th lord of the country. Saturn is placed in the third house of effort, with Trikona lords Mercury and Venus. It is also conjunct with the royal planets Moon and Sun, where Moon is in its own house. So India got 18 years of Saturn Dasha. It gave India a solid base on which the foundation of the country could be laid. The young and fledgling nation could become a democratic country. At the time of independence, there were 565 princely states and thousands of zamindari estates and jagirs. The favorable dasha of Yogkarak Saturn helped in completing this task of combining and consolidating India's parts very quickly. Saturn, as the lord of ninth house of luck, favored India. Each disputed area was won by India. Due to this excellent dasha, India got its constitution in 1950 within 3 years of getting the independence. When the world was divided into two blocks, Tito, Nasir, and Nehru started the third block, the non aligned movement, and today India is in a position of strength. The agricultural revolution, also called the Green Revolution, ensured the production of food grains grow exponentially, and there are no starvation deaths in India. It created a strong base of advanced learning by starting the Indian Institute of Technology, Institute of Medical Studies, space research programs, which later trained millions and provided world class education to Indians. This is the effect of several Raj Yogas and placement of Saturn in the third house of India's chart. So today, India continues to grow from strength to strength. It has a key role as the sannyasi, a yogi, teaching the sublime lessons of spirituality, of living in harmony and coexistence with all fellow beings, which is the only way to live. So, with this, I close now. Pranam to my Guruji. Jai Hind. Sir, would you like to add something?
Excellently explained. Congratulations to all of you and people who follow this. We try to draw the horoscope of India, see the dasha, Saturn followed by Mercury, then Ketu in the seventh house, followed by Venus in which woman rose high, and radio stations, particularly television centers, sprung up everywhere. So India has progressed very well because of astrological reasons. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right.